we are gonna use nobula f, so partial vector, when we want to go max of z, maximum of z, and we are gonna go direction of the negative nobula f when we want to find the minimum of z. Now, example 1, x changes by 1 means change in x equals 1. There's no y change, that means change in y is nothing, 0. In that case, how much does z change by? I can just plug in into the equation. Change in z will be partial f with respect to x, that is just 2, times change in x is 1, plus partial f with respect to y, there's a typo, that is 3, then change in y is 0, so this is 2. How about B? X, Y changes by 1, that means change in X is 1, and change in Y is 1. In the second time, I'm going to use the dot product vector. So, partial only, dot, change only. So, partial is 2 and 3, so if I do dot product, then 2 plus 3, so it is 5. So there was the definition back here. Directional derivative means nobula f, dot product, moving vector. This is what we are going to plug in. Then this is from the equation. Error is sigma I starts from 1 to n, a times points sub ix plus b minus point sub iy square. So we already said not given is a and b, so a and b are variables. So in b, we are going to solve for what is a and what is b by using derivative. Our goal to find the best fit, so we are supposed to have partial e given partial a as 0 again, then partial e given partial b with respect to b is 0. We already know the second part. Sigma points sub iy equals a times sigma points sub ix plus b, and too complicated, so we are going to set something. Let's set for our easy calculation. I'm going to set 4 things. I'm going to name, simplify, so make a symbol. P sub x means sum of all the x values. Then P sub y means sum of all the y values. If you already did the partial e respect to a, you probably need more. So I'm going to set P sub x, y as sum of product of x and y, because I need it for the first one. Then also I need one more. P sub 2, I'm going to define as sum of x squared. So this means x1 squared plus x2 squared plus x3 squared plus, not the sum of square. So after I set, then I can rewrite partial e with respect to b equals 0 as p sub y equals a p sub x plus b n. Now I'm going to solve for partial e given partial a. I look at the error equation. So I can say it is starting from 2 times, I'm going to do 2, I can say sigma 2 times a plus b minus a point on y, then times gx prime, that means this is with respect to a, so derivative will be p sub ix. I don't need the error, so I'm going to scroll up. Now I need to distribute, so I'm going to say sigma 2 times, I'm going to distribute 8 times p sub ix square plus b times p sub ix minus p sub ix times p sub iy. Then I'm going to set this one as 0. So I'm going to take out the 2 first, divide by 2 both sides. Then I'm going to distribute sigma, so 8 times sigma p sub ix square plus b times sigma p sub ix minus sigma p sub ix p sub iy equals 0. Now I'm going to plug in what I said, the shortcut. So I can say the first one is 8 times p sub x plus second one b times p sub x. Not the p sub x. So first one is a p sub x square, so p sub 2. Oopsie. p sub 2. That means sigma p sub ix square. Then minus product sum is p sub xy equals 0. So I can say this one rewrite as p sub xy equals 8 times p sub 2 plus b times p sub x. I have 2 equations here, and I have 2 variables, a and b. Oh, this is a system of equations. So to solve a and b, because this is the system of equation, I'm gonna use matrix. Coefficient matrix will have, because a and b are variable, so p sub x and n. Then second one, p sub 2 and p sub x. So that's the coefficient matrix equals, resultant will be p sub y and p sub xy. And it's also for a and b, so one of the easiest way will be Kramer's rule. So I'm going to use it. So a is determinant of, instead of a column, resultant. So p sub y, p sub xy. Then b column will stay n and p sub x. Divide by determinant of coefficient matrix. So p sub x and p sub 2, p sub x equals determinant of 2 by 2 matrix is AD minus BC. So P sub X, P sub Y minus N times P sub XY over P sub X square. It does not mean, it's not the same thing as P sub 2. This one means get the sum first, then square. So you cannot change it. Minus N times P sub 2. How about B? Is numerator, A column stays P sub X, P sub 2, but B column will be resultant, so P sub Y, P sub XY, then denominator is the same, determinant of coefficient matrix. So if I do this one, AD minus BC, P sub X times P sub XY minus P sub Y times P sub 2 over P sub X square minus N times P sub 2. Yes, we are done finding A and B. The next page is derivative. Let's think about how to solve example 4 for our computer. Computer does not like fraction, computer does not like e to the x, and derivative e to the x does not like it. So we are going to help for our program by doing this by hand. I'm going to write down the answer first. F prime over x should be y times 1 minus y, or simple like this. I'm going to start, instead of using f of x, I'm going to use y equals 1 over 1 plus 1 over e to the x. Then 1 over 1 is e to the x over e to the x plus 1 over e to the x. So I can say 1 over e to the x plus 1 over e to the x. Then flip, so e to the x over e to the x plus 1 equals y. So I'm going to remember this because I want to write my answer only in terms of y. Then when I prime this, differentiate, I don't like fraction, division. So I'm going to multiply e to the x plus 1 to both sides. So one side will be I times e to the x plus 1 equals e to the x. I don't like parentheses, so I'm going to just do y, distribute y e to the x plus y equals e to the x. After that, I'm going to do differentiate. Implicit differentiation, then y by y, x by x. So if I do this, I'm going to have first one product rule, y prime first plus e to the x prime, plus the second one is just y prime equals e to the x prime is e to the x. Then I probably need to solve for y prime. So y prime, then combine e to the x plus 1. Then if it does not have a y prime, move to the other side. So e to the x minus y times e to the x. Right side, e to the x is the common factor, so 1 minus y times e to the x. Then if I divide by e to the x plus 1 both sides, y prime is e to the x times 1 minus y over e to the x plus 1. Oh, this one is actually y. So I can say y times 1 minus y. Done. Okay, I'm going to start to simplify the given equation. I'm going to add 1 both sides, so y plus 1 equals and blah, blah, blah. So I probably need this later, so I'm going to set y plus 1 equals 2 e to the x over e to the x plus 1 first. Then save it. Then I don't like the fraction, so I'm going to multiply e to the x plus 1 both sides equals 2 times e to the x. Then I don't like the multiplication of two expressions, so I'm going to FOIL y to the x plus e to the x plus y plus 1 equals 2 to the e to the x. Now my equation is simple enough, so I'm going to prime now. Implicit differentiation. Then first one is a product rule, so y prime e to the x plus y times e to the x. Then plus the second term is e to the x prime is e to the x, plus y prime is y prime, 1 prime is 0, equals 2 times e to the x prime is 2 times e to the x. Then I'm going to rewrite for y prime times e to the x plus 1 will be combined. Then whatever not having y prime, I'm going to move the other side. So 2 times e to the x minus e to the x minus y times e to the x. Then 2 times e to the x minus e to the x is e to the x minus y times e to the x. E to the x is the common factor, so e to the x times 1 minus y equals y prime times e to the x plus 1. So I can divide by e to the x plus 1 both sides. So y prime is e to the x times 1 minus y over e to the x plus 1. I need 2 to get the y plus 1. So I can multiply 1. So 2 over 2. Then I can say 1/2 is out. Then now I have 2 times e to the x over e to the x plus 1 times 1 minus y. So that means I can rewrite this one as 1/2 times 2 times e to the x over e to the x plus 1 is y plus 1. So y plus 1 times 1 minus y. Done.